Now to the next problem. In a school auditorium, the number of seats in each row is 8 fewer than the number of rows. How many seats are there in each row if there are in all 609 seats in the auditorium? Solution. Let the number of seats in each row is equal to x. So the number of rows will be x plus 8. Because we are given that the number of seats in each row is 8 fewer than the number of rows. Now total number of seats will be number of seats in each row into number of rows. So we get 609 is equal to x into x plus 8. That is 609 is equal to x square plus 8x. Take all the terms on one side. We have x square plus 8x minus 609 is equal to 0. Now we want two numbers whose product is minus 609 and sum is 8. Now we write the numbers as plus 29 and minus 21. So the equation becomes x square plus 29x minus 21x minus 609 is equal to 0. From the first two terms, x common, and from the last two we have minus 21 common. So the equation becomes x into x plus 29 minus 21 into x plus 29 is equal to 0. We get x minus 21 into x plus 29 is equal to 0. That is, x minus 21 is 0 or x plus 29 is 0. So x is equal to 21 or x is equal to minus 29. But x cannot be negative, so x is equal to 21. That is, the number of seats in each row is 21. Now to the next type, time and work. The problem is A takes 6 days less than the time taken by B to finish a piece of work. If both A and B together can finish the work in 4 days, find the time taken by B to finish the work. Here, let the time taken by B to finish the work be x days. Now A takes 6 days less than B, so time taken by A to finish the work is equal to x minus 6 days. Now the work done by A in 1 day is equal to 1 upon x minus 6, and the work done by B in 1 day is equal to 1 upon x. Now it's given that A and B together can finish the work in 4 days. So the work done by A and B in 1 day is 1 upon 4. So the equation can be framed as 1 upon x minus 6 plus 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon 4. Now on the left side, take the LCM as x minus 6 into x. We get x plus x minus 6 upon x into x minus 6 is equal to 1 upon 4. Now simplify this further. Take 4 to the other side and the denominator to the right side. We get 4 into 2x minus 6 is equal to x into x minus 6. That is, 8x minus 24 is equal to x square minus 6x. Now take all the terms on one side. We have x square minus 14x plus 24 is equal to 0. Now we want two numbers whose product is 24 and sum is minus 14. So we write the numbers as minus 12 and minus 2. We write the equation as x square minus 12x minus 2x plus 24 is equal to 0. From the first two terms, we have x common. From the last two, we have minus 2 common. So the equation becomes x into x minus 12 minus 2 into x minus 12 is equal to 0. That is, x minus 2 into x minus 12 is 0. So either x minus 2 is 0 or x minus 12 is 0. That is, x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 12. Now, x is equal to 2 is not possible, because in that case, the time taken by A would be x minus 6, which is 2 minus 6, which will become negative. So x is equal to 2, not possible. That is, x is equal to 12. So the time taken by B to complete the work is equal to 12 days. Now let us look at this topic from the board point of view. This topic carries 3 to 5 marks in the ICSE board examination. There is one question based on this topic either in section A or section B, but generally it is in section B. Now, where can you lose marks in this topic? First point, always read the question properly and form the equation accordingly. Point 2, when you are solving the quadratic equation, write down all the steps of factorization. Point 3, when you get the answer, you will have two answers. Mostly, one will be accepted and one will be rejected. Show the reason why you are rejecting one answer. Now let's solve some board problems. We start with March 2004 board question, which is P and Q are centers of circles with radii 9 cm and 2 cm respectively. PQ is 17 cm. R is the center of the third circle which touches the above two circles externally. Given that angle PRQ is equal to 90 degrees, write an equation in X and solve it. Now in this question, we have a right angle triangle. So we can say by Pythagoras theorem, PQ square is equal to PR square plus QR square. Now what is PQ square? PQ is 17, so PQ square is 17 square. Now PR square will be 9 plus x the whole square, and the third side, which is QR square, will be 2 plus x the whole square. Now we expand this as 289 is equal to 81 plus x square plus 18x plus 4 plus x square plus 4x. Now simplify this as 289 is equal to 2x square plus 22x plus 85. Now take all the terms on one side. We get 2x square plus 22x minus 204 is equal to 0. Divide this equation throughout by 2. We have x square plus 11x minus 102 is equal to 0. Now we have the quadratic equation. To factorize, we want two numbers whose product is minus 102 and sum is 11. So let those numbers be 17 and minus 6. We write the equation as x square plus 17x minus 6x minus 102 is equal to 0. Now from the first two terms x common and from the last two terms minus 6 common. So the equation becomes x into x plus 17 minus 6 into x plus 17 is equal to 0. That is x minus 6 into x plus 17 is equal to 0. So x minus 6 is 0 or x plus 17 is 0. That is x is equal to 6 or x is equal to minus 17. But x cannot be negative because length of the side can never be negative. So x is equal to 6. Now we take March 2007 board question, which is 5 years ago, a woman's age was the square of her son's age. 10 years hence, her age will be twice that of her son's age. Find the first part, the age of the son 5 years ago. Second part, the present age of the woman. Let the son's age 5 years ago be x years. Now we make 3 columns, age 5 years ago, then present age and age 10 years hence. Now the son's present age will be x plus 5 and his age 10 years hence will be x plus 15. Now the mother's age 5 years ago will be the square of his son's age, that is x square. So the mother's present age will be x square plus 5 and her age after 10 years would be 2 times x plus 15. But mother's age after 10 years will also be x square plus 5 plus 10. So we can equate them. That is x square plus 5 plus 10 is equal to 2 times x plus 15. So we have x square plus 15 is equal to 2x plus 30. Now transfer everything to one side. We get x square minus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. Now we want two numbers whose product is minus 15 and sum is minus 2. So let the numbers be minus 5 and plus 3. The equation becomes x square minus 5x plus 3x minus 15 is equal to 0. From the first two terms, x common, and from the last two terms, we have 3 common. So we get x into x minus 5 plus 3 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. That is x minus 5 into x plus 3 equal to 0. So either x minus 5 is 0 or x plus 3 is 0. So x is equal to 5 or x is equal to minus 3. But x cannot be negative, so x is equal to 5. So son's age 5 years ago was 5 years. Now we want the present age of the woman, that is x square plus 5. So we have 25 plus 5, which is equal to 30 years. Now let's look at March 2008 board question. Some students planned a picnic. The budget for the food was rupees 480. As 8 of them failed to attend the picnic, the cost of the food for each member increased by rupees 10. Find how many students went for the picnic. Now here, let the number of students planning the picnic be x. So the number of students who attended the picnic is x minus 8. Now total cost of the food is given as 480. So previously the cost per child would have been 480 upon x. But now there are 8 students less, but the total cost remains the same. So the new cost per child would be 480 upon x minus 8. Now by the given condition we have 480 upon x minus 8 minus 480 upon x is equal to 10. We always have to subtract greater minus smaller. In this case, which is the greater fraction? Obviously the first one, because the denominator is less. So we do the subtraction, equate it to 10. Now cross multiply, or rather first take the LCM as x into x minus 8. We have 480 into x minus 480 into x minus 8 is equal to 10 into x minus 8. We divide this equation throughout by 10. So we have 48x minus 48 into x minus 8 is equal to x into x minus 8. Simplify this as 48x minus 48x. Now minus 48 into 8 gives us 384. Minus 48 into minus 8 gives us 384, which is equal to x square minus 8x. Now take all the terms on one side. We have x square minus 8x minus 384 is equal to 0. So we have got the quadratic equation. Now we want two numbers whose product is minus 384 and sum is minus 8. So let the numbers be minus 24 and plus 16. We write the equation as x square minus 24x plus 16x minus 384 is equal to 0. Now from the first two terms, x common, and from the last two terms, we have plus 16 common. So the equation becomes x into x minus 24 plus 16 into x minus 24 is equal to 0. That is, x minus 24 into x plus 16 is equal to 0. So we have either x minus 24 is 0 or x plus 16 is 0. So x is equal to 24 or x is equal to minus 16. But x cannot be negative, so x is equal to 24. Now the number of students who attended the picnic is x minus 8, that is 24 minus 8, which is 16 students. Now let's look at the brain map for this topic. We have now seen how to solve a problem on quadratic equation. We have also seen the different types of problems which are based on number, speed, age, geometry, miscellaneous, and time and work. Now let's revise them at a glance. How to solve a quadratic equation? We first make an assumption using the variable x, form the equation and then solve it. Now we have different types of problems, that is number problems. While solving a number problem, we can take the tens digit as x and units digit as y. Then the original number will be 10x plus y and the reverse number will be 10y plus x. Then we have speed problems, that is speed is equal to distance upon time. We have age problems. Then we have geometry problems. Here we take area of a rectangle as length into breadth, perimeter of a rectangle 2L plus B, area of a square as side square. We then have miscellaneous problems and time and work problems. For time and work problems, work done in 1 day is equal to 1 upon the total number of days taken to complete the work.